Speaking of Zelda, I wonder when Breath of the Wild 2 is going to come out. I
Whenever Nintendo decides that they've made enough money off of the other one.
That is true. Like, I was gonna. I heard like I've heard certain dates and like I keep losing my train of thought, but like I thought it was supposed to come out in like maybe 2021 and it didn't then.
Well, I mean,
Like,
everything with the pandemic has thrown everything lopsided. I
yeah,
mean, there's supply issues and workers, and it's hit hard everywhere. So
hmm
it's probably delayed a lot of things a couple of years. But I mean, with big releases like that, they'll find a way to make it happen. Um,
hmm
but I mean, who knows? I will probably end up seeing something on you know Reddit
Mother
or
Light, Mother Light, Mother Light.
he had to ask you a question. We'll have that for
Yeah.
crappy joke counter, top left corner. We'll put that as one.
Uh, um, uh, wow, I can't think. I should have brought a list.
What for topics?
No, for joke. This for crappy jokes.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean it's the zingers usually you don't have they just off the cuff as they say.
Yeah, that's come naturally. I can't.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
I
yeah.
can't make that stuff up.
I mean, it's all about the timing, but
hmm
it is what it is. That one was easy. It was a softball.
Mm. Which we had to take many of to various body parts in fourth grade.
Well, those were dodgeballs, and you didn't take many. I did, because I was
Yeah,
like Secret Service and like dove in front of you each time.
I
So,
don't know why I said we.
well, I mean, no, you're not wrong because it was a package deal, and everybody knew when we played and we went to PE that was the package deal. If they got you, they got me. Um, so, for a little bit of context, uh, fourth grade PE was every week it was something a little different, and with
Mm-hmm.
Christian being in a wheelchair, he had a motorized wheelchair, which
Mm-hmm.
added or mostly added to the poor decision making a fourth grader tends to make. Being various example number one. So we had many opportunities during fourth grade to play dodgeball and play a couple of different soccer games, and it was all very
Mm-hmm.
fun. Made it very entertaining. But as I said, Christian and I are a package deal, and we would play. If I was on one team with, me and Christian were always on the same team because somebody
Mm-hmm.
had to deflect the uh, ball heading towards him, whether it being a soccer ball, dodgeball, football, frisbee, whatever you can imagine being thrown. I was basically uh, a, running and deflecting it.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, to sum that up, it never failed. Christian would, as soon as the ball was coming towards him, he would put his hand off of the joystick because he had a motorized chair. His
Mm-hmm.
hand off the joystick and just cover his face and then just prepare for his demise and make zero effort at all to move. So
It
I
said
had,
take 2 seconds to move.
yeah, even though it would have probably been more beneficial to move, he decided he was going to do that, which is fine. I'm not knocking it that bad, but it led to some very ESPN top 10 sports play moves by yours truly, um, where I was having to like dive out of the way, hurdle over him, jump across him to deflect the ball. Um, One specific instance was we played kickball several times in the year, but one game sticks out very particular. So
Mm-hmm.
I would go to bat for Christian, being is that it's kickball, and that's pretty self-explanatory. And so I would kick for Christian, and he would
Mm-hmm.
take off down the baseline and basically just do his thing, and that's fine. However, um, kids would take advantage of the fact that when Christian would have to go around the other bases, Christian would have a hard time maybe not getting past first base because as soon as everybody else started kicking, he had to kick it in high gear and go. So it was kind of one of those situations where he was taking advantage of. So the other instances that it happened, I mean, I had to, make diving plays before, but it was never really about the kicking sometimes. It was about the fielding. And anybody that's played, kickball in elementary school, middle school, high school, what have you, understands that kids are trying to go out there and kill this ball. Well, Christian and I would always, I think we were playing outfield because we would 9 times out of 10 be out there absolutely just talking and not paying attention to the game at all.
Always.
But that was just because kids aren't going to kick the ball that far. But that's what we thought because, of course, we're playing with pro athletes in 4th grade, people that are, about to sign scholarships for the dodgeball, pro league. So they would go out there and kill this dodgeball. So the couple of instances where some guys really nailed or girls would really nail the ball, whether it be a ground ball or everybody's favorite type of kick, the pop fly, and it's flying out at supersonic speeds, about to nail some poor kid, or take out somebody's windshield if it's an actual baseball. Well, being as that I was responsible for Christian's life, it seemed like I would have I had to dive because again, what does Christian do? He takes his hand off the joystick and would just secure and just wait for the impending death of this ball.
It was self-preservation instinct.
I understand. It was fight or flight, and you chose not flight or fight. You just chose, I'm just going to stand here and take this. But it's okay, because I was there. And I would just go catch it and make some really, really amazing catches. Now, there would be some times where the ball would ricochet off of the chair and I would still catch it. Or it would ricochet and somebody else would catch it. But those were the close calls, and we're not talking about those. Other instances where the chair made it a little bit more eventful. There were these things where we would sit on these little 4-wheel chairs. They were multicolored. I think they looked like a 4-wheel little wheel dollies basically. And we would you'd get a running start and you just slide across the gym floor. It's kind of fun, but definitely not the kind of thing you want to give a access to me in 4th grade with Christian's chair towing, because I got the bright idea, hey, let you tow me and let's see how fast we can get. And it was just kind of one of those, man. All right, first wipe. I couldn't get you. All right, we got him. We got him this time. We got him here. I'm just gonna keep him at range and just nail him. I should have done that before, but I couldn't see him and you were down. He's down now. So you gave 4th grade me the opportunity to get towed around by the chair and say, hey, let's see how fast we can go. And Christian, being the good friend he is, not trying to talk me out of it either, to say, yeah, let's do it. And then we would just, do it and then permanently maim ourselves. So I remember Christian had we put in 4th grade, you always think of everything. So you just put a strap or something on the back of the chair and it's call it good. Cause we're engineers. And basically just, he'd just drive forward at full speed, which, you know, feels like 1,000,000 miles an hour to a fourth grader, and then he'd just turn right or left and just send you across the gym. Well, it's awesome for about 4 seconds until you realize you have to turn and you can't because you're going too fast, and then you just smash into the wall. Well, I, at one point, got too much speed. Christian released me, and it's not his fault. It's not, I mean, I can only blame myself for my injury, but I flew...
was only obliging your
Yeah,
request.
exactly. That's why I'm not saying it's your fault. He released, and I was still, I detached from the belt, because the safety mechanism, you know, was just too good, and I flew off the dolly, spun, and sprained my index and middle finger.
I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, I played it off.
crap.
I played it off. It was fine. We went to the nurse. Just, you know, got a splint. I was good. We kept going. But that was fun. Not our first brush with poor decision making. Again.
Death.
Yeah. So outside of PE, we used to sit in the morning when we got to school in our little only going to be described as borderline containment areas per age group.
Wow, that's
I mean,
perfect.
is that not? I mean, it's accurate now.
perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
I just never thought to.
Exactly. We didn't think about it, but that's basically what it was.
Yeah.
So, you know, like anything else, you have recess, you know, outside cred, and you have to establish that in fourth grade, because if you don't, then people start saying things that you're not who
You're
you
a
say you are.
weeb.
Yeah, exactly. You can't be perceived as a weakling. So my bright idea in fourth grade, I didn't want to be a weakling. You know, I had to establish that street cred that I wasn't a weakling. So I was discussing something with some friends of ours that I don't remember their names at this point, but we were discussing, and one of them dared me to let Christian run over my foot with his chair. Now, mind you, the mind of a fourth grader is not fully established, and you do not think these things through before you just blindly agree to this. And you're
Right.
just like, it can't hurt that bad, and you can't look like a wuss because you were just dared. And you know how stuff works at recess. You get dared to do it, and you don't accept it, and then you're a wuss, and then you can never recover from that.
That's
From
a
now
lifetime
on,
regret.
yeah, exactly. You can't do that. So me,
Yeah.
being the very ambitious fourth grader I was, said, Christian, run over my foot. Now, this was one of the only other times Christian said, hey man, that's probably not a good idea. And then I said, I appreciate it, but I can't not do it because they dared me. And he's like, well, I mean, I guess you're right. They did dare you. So here we go, throwing caution to the wind. And Christian's chair, just for, I guess, perspective's sake, you know, being
It's
in fourth
really
grade,
heavy.
yeah, and being a short fourth grader, you typically, you know, things are a lot bigger. Well, Christian's chair had 6 wheels, and so Christian runs over my foot with one set of wheels, and the guy's like, oh wow, you actually did it. Then I upped the ante. I said, Christian, run over my foot again with the other side, and then run over my other foot with both sides. And he's like, man, are you sure? I said, yeah, man, do it. And then he ran it over, and I can tell you, my foot has never been the same since. I have permanently maimed myself because of that bet. Now, was I a wuss? No. Did I establish street cred? Yes. Do I regret it? No. But I can say, even 10 plus years later, my foot is still not right after that incident because I cannot feel anything in the both of top parts of my foot because of that. I don't know what is wrong with my foot. I have never gone to the doctor about it because I don't know how I tell anybody that I had my friend in fourth grade run over both my feet with a motorized wheelchair for street cred. Now, yet I told the entire internet about it, but I will not tell a medical professional about it because I ain't no snitch.
Look, doctor, it was the 4th grade. Reputation is everything.
Oh, you know, he has to understand that because, yeah, reputation is on the line. You can't just be, you know, you are forever that guy that wouldn't do it because you're a wuss, and you can't have that kind of reputation, you know, because that sticks with you. And then when you hit middle school, nobody remembers it, but deep down, you remember that, and you can't ever live with it. So
They would have called me a chicken, doctor.
Exactly. You can't live with that. You cannot live with that.
No.
That's the risk you take with those kinds of bets. But like
Even
I said,
if it causes permanent nerve damage, you can't.
Exactly. But I'm going officially on record and saying that Christian did, in fact, try to talk me out of it and tried to be a good friend about it. But it's okay. He did. You know, I remember it. He remembers it, and that's how we're going to go about it.
Mm-hmm.
So and everybody has heard that. It's on record now. You have heard it. That was another instance of fourth grade being the end all be all of, you know, people trying to permanently maim themselves. Because, you know, there wasn't the only instance, but we'll get into, I guess, some more antics while we beat these illagers with swords. Another thing was the various fundraisers that resulted in kids getting permanently maimed by various objects, not to, or, you know, limited to, and not exactly, I don't really know how you word that, but like a, you know, a PSA, you know, to include jump ropes and or yo-yos, people getting permanently maimed. I cannot say without, you know, I cannot give an exact number of kids that were permanently maimed by said yo-yos. Christian and I were not part of that statistic. We laughed at everybody else that was permanently maimed by that.
I don't know how we weren't.
Because
we
me and you,
weren't.
because we were smart, Christian. That's why. we didn't do that.
We had advanced our minds since the days of.
Well, I mean, I say that we were smarter, but yet I just finished in that same year that I had. But that's different. That's street cred, not let me crack you outside the head with this yo-yo. You know?
That was a reputation thing.
Yeah, that was a reputation thing. But you know, anyway, regardless, that's. To include that, there were several instances of kids permanently maiming themselves with yo-yos, people getting hit in the face with jump ropes, people getting yo-yos caught in girls' hair. You know, the usual stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, stuff that nobody really wants to deal with as a teacher, faculty member, etc. I don't know. Go ahead.
Are we going to talk about our yo-yo getting intertwined situation?
I mean, we can. The only instance that I'm going to start the next mission, though. The only instance of your loving hosts here getting anything messed up was Christian and I had gotten two different yo-yos, and if we can be specific, they were fundraiser yo-yos called Ned-yos, and it was about this dude who would come over and talk about positivity and not bullying and all this other stuff. It's a good message, but I don't remember what it was, and all I remember was these kids getting maimed by said yo-yos. Well, the school's response to him coming was allowing kids to bring the yo-yos to school after we got them, and they had a designated yo-yo space. Because they tried, I'm going to say this, I'm going to go on record and say they tried to put everything in a safe area for kids in the containment areas so we didn't maim each other. So you signed that waiver as soon as you entered the yo-yo area that you are subject to, and not, you know, you are subject to possible maiming by yo-yo. You signed that as soon as you went in. So Christian and I went into said yo-yo designated space with our yo-yos, and we were yoing, or however you yo, you know, I don't, yeah, yoing. One of us, I guess, got a little too overzealous with said yo-yo or act of yoing.
I think it was me.
Yeah, maybe. And I can't remember. I
think we were both. I was mad at myself, and.
We're getting to that. We're getting to that part. Okay. We're getting to that. So
jumping ahead.
Yeah, no, it's cool. We're getting to that part though. We both extended our yo-yos out in the act of going forward yoing, and they, I guess they turned slightly, because we were trying to just, you know, yo, and it got tangled. Well, these things had like special strings, and mine was like yellow and black, and I think Christian's was just the plain white one. but it was tied very securely to our fingers. Well, that being the context clue you needed, it was heavily tied together. Both yo-yos are intertwined on the ground. Christian is trying to be a good friend. It's like, man, I got it. I'm gonna help you out. So he starts backing up. Well, context clues would tell you that we're connected. So he's trying to drag me on the ground, me trying to get the knot out, making the knot tighter, and I'm just like, Christian, man, hey, I'm trying to get this yo-yo untied. Could you chill out? And he just goes, no, man, I got it. Let me help you. And I'm like, Christian,
help me.
bro, I got it. Let me just do my thing. And then it proceeded for like 10 minutes of him backing up, making the knot tighter. And then it ended up being that our fingers got super constricted because it was just him just continuously backing up, and eventually it ended with me getting frustrated and be like, hey man, let me just take the yo-yos off. And then I think we spent the better part of 2 days getting these yo-yos undone. And then after that moment, I don't think we ever touched those yo-yos again. We had them, but we never did it again because of that one bad decision, and then one girl getting hit in the face, and then them closing the yo-yo thing down because a girl got hit in the face.
Oh, that's why they did that?
Yeah, because I'm gonna go ahead and call it for defective string, but the string broke, and the guy was trying to do one of those windmill tricks, which I don't think was an approved trick on the trick list. And it broke, and it sent one of those ones with the metal bearing in it careening towards her face, and it hit her in the face and gave her like a black eye. It was not.
I do remember that now.
It was not a very cash money situation. It was not. No. It was quite the opposite of cash money. And basically the yoing was banned from there on in.
It might have caused them some cash money to get it fixed.
Yes. I don't think it caused that much damage, but it definitely was a bad day. But our school was I can say this. Our school was was one of those areas where it was either you get got or you got got. Because I can say my first day of first grade wasn't great. I didn't know Christian then, but this is just to give you a perspective of the school faculty. If it didn't apply to them, they didn't care. My first day of first grade, a girl that was sitting behind me, all I remember was her name was Heather. She had Fruity Pebbles for breakfast, and the only reason I know that is because she threw all over me. She threw over my back, and I was covered in Fruit Loops, or excuse me, Fruity Pebbles. And I will never eat those, ever. And I was getting yelled at by the teacher. I was getting yelled at by her. I was getting yelled at by everybody else. Because I was a very frail first grader, flinging my arms because I had throw up all over me. And I didn't know what to do. And then they made me walk down the breezeway with wind hitting me, flinging puke everywhere. And then go to the office for them just to tell me, well, that sucks. Here's some pants that are too big for you. Bring them back after tomorrow. They threw my clothes in a garbage bag, and I had to go home with a belt that was like cranked all the way over tight wise because I was wearing pants that were meant for like a fifth grader. That's all they had. And basically they told me that sucks to suck and basically told me to get over it. And I had to go back to class the other day. I couldn't go home. I couldn't call my mom. Nothing. They made me just like, hey, you're going to put these clothes on. You're going to go back to class and you're going to suck it up. And I'm like, okay, well, there you go. It's it's the get got or get, whatever I said.
I know we didn't know each other that well back then, but did I see you that day?
No.
Like, did we see each other that day?
No,
okay.
Nobody saw me except my class and my teacher that was yelling at me because she's mean. Because I got thrown up on. It was a terrible experience.
I've heard that story before, but the way you described it just now was...
Yeah, I know. It was just...
That was awesome.
Yeah, I know. But that's to describe our school environment. It was, it was either super serious or you were having to suck it up because you got puked on. So So, that's how it works. But on a more positive note, we both survived our time there, as you can see. And
we did.
Yeah. And all I did was...
men for it.
Yeah, we're better men for it, yeah. Men of integrity, men of, class, dignity, and not consumers of Fruity Pebbles.
Never again.
Never again. But yeah, that's probably like one of like the grossest things that's ever happened to me. Even now, like, and I've seen like, and I've gone through and like, man, this compares to this. It's just like when you get puked on, it's like, I don't care what it is, if it's like a baby puking on you or anything. I know it's just milk when like a baby pukes on you, but
That's
I
just
mean
a
that's
unique level of
yeah,
grossness.
yeah, just Fruity Pebbles being barfed on you. And then to add to it, your teacher's yelling at you because you're flinging puke everywhere. And I'm not trying to. It's just it's all over my back. And it's just like, and they didn't even offer to help me. Nobody handed me a paper towel. Nobody handed me a towel. Nothing. It's just, hey man, that sucks. Get out of my classroom and stop flinging puke everywhere. Like, all right,
They should have been prepared for that. You're a first grader.
they don't
I mean,
care.
what do they expect you to do?
Hey, look, like I told you, it was either getting got
yeah.
or getting or whatever I said. Like I said, I can't even remember what I said.
God or begotten.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
kid or begotten.
Yeah, exactly. That.
I remember one time I slammed my door in a finger.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's something. Slam your finger in the door. There you go.
Well, I was trying to build on to that, but I couldn't think of anything.
It's fine. We got there.
I slammed my. I was about to say it again. Slammed my finger in a door.
Hey,
and
we
was
got
like,
there. There we go.
We got out of almost 3 tries. And I remember I was like screaming and bawling. And
Well, I mean
the
that
teacher-
hurts, man. I don't care how old
Yeah.
you are. Slamming your door in your finger hurts.
And the teacher was like, in front of the whole class, his teacher's like, "Okay, calm down. You're a brave boy."
Yeah, I don't want to hear that.
I appreciate the comfort, but at the same time, you're doing it in front of everyone.
Yeah. Now the most OG thing to do at that point is just cut the finger off and then throw it on the ground and assert dominance and then like just kick a hole in the door or something. Just a straight
Dude, I
metal
don't need a
door.
finger.
Yeah, I don't need that finger. That'd have been the oh no, they got me. I got.
Okay.
Yeah,
I see
you're very far away from me.
Can I teleport?
You might be able to, but I'm down. You have like 23 seconds to get me.
Okay, I'm coming. Spiderweb. Okay, screw it. I'm gonna run.
Yeah, just there's like 4 villagers over here.
Come on.
Wow, that's if you. This is like ultimate clutch stuff right here.
It's not doing anything.
Oh God,
Please.
no! All right. Well, I got freaking schmacked. It's all good.
I tried.
That doesn't happen very often, it seems like, but I got this sword. I forget it, even though it's a minuscule amount of damage it takes away from me. It still damages me a pretty good amount.
Mm-hmm. And as you guys, just to the audience, as you guys have probably noticed, as Victoria mentioned to bring this up last night, these videos so far have been about 30 minutes. So in the comment section, be sure to tell us if this is a good length, if you guys are enjoying these kinds of length of videos, or maybe a little bit shorter or longer. So
Yeah,
let us know.
We're seeking constructive criticism because I mean obviously it's first couple of sessions to work out all the kinks and the bugs. Like I didn't know how to end we're just kind of doing a rolling recording. It's just kind of be broken up into episodes, but it'll be like a rolling recording.
Yeah, and if things end abruptly, that's why. Just basically, the episode after the.
Interrupt that real quick. When the horsemen show up, it's just like, hey, we got to drop what we're doing real quick. Take these guys out.
Stories can wait.
Hey, we got them. They got.
But what was I gonna say? Basically,
Feedback.
if the episodes seem to end abruptly and kind of just pick up exactly where we left off on the previous episode, that's why we're filming them back to back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just want to say all that.
Oh yeah, no, that definitely. Thank you for clarifying that. I forgot to clarify that at the beginning.
Nah. No, I don't know which episode this will be currently, but
We'll see.
Whatever episode. Yeah, you guys will get it.
Yeah. Let's see here. Find the temple.
There are objectives?
Yeah. I don't know if you see the little like thing on the top right of your screen or the
Oh yeah.
yeah, or the gold dot will always lead us to the next objective, but it'll take you the most direct route. It won't take you to the route where you find everything, because every mission has like multiple routes, secret areas, all kinds of chests. The key to this game, if you're looking for loot and you're trying to maximize your level, yeah, it's gonna take longer, but a lot of the time it's loot the whole mission.
Mm-hmm.
That way you find all the chests, because I mean there are hidden chests all over, and you'll find those scrolls for the hidden levels, you know, and the only way to do that and achieve that is by exploring. So, you know, but I mean that's it. Just, you know, it doesn't. That's just the name of the game, really.
Yeah. But Connor, the name of the wow, I was gonna
It's straight a stroke. Yeah. The name of the game is Minecraft Dungeons. Yeah, I know. It's not called Explore Everything and go into... I stole your thunder. I'm sorry.
No, I think you helped, because... I mean, how do you recover from... Like you said...
a mild stroke.
I think I'm just gonna stop talking about
To end the episode right there.
Shady Wheels is over.
It's over before it began. Dang. It's tragic.
But actually, for clarification on that, I do lose my train of thought a lot.
Well, no, it's fine, and
So-
I'm here to also, you know, other than be your co-host, help direct you on what you have to say. Because I mean, I like I said, I often get caught up in the action, and I can't remember what I was saying. It happened already a couple times, but I was just like, and moving on. We'll just transition to something else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, you know, roll with the punches, man. Roll with the punches.
Exactly.
Just don't get knocked out, because nobody likes getting knocked out.
For a second, I thought you meant in real life, and I was about to ask. But why would I think you meant that in real life? We're playing a game.
Well, I mean, the rule does apply to real life. I mean, nobody likes getting knocked out. If you've ever lost consciousness because of an impact, it's not fun. Playing football for quite some time, that happens. Go ahead.
That reminds me of a childhood story. It was my brother Joe and one of his friends. We were all playing on a trampoline we used to have, and we were playing this game where basically we lay on either our stomachs or our backs. I think it was our backs we were supposed to. Two of us would lay on our backs, and another person would get on the bottom of the trampoline and punch the bottom of the trampoline, so we would jump up in the air.
Oh, wow.
And usually it was fun, but one time, I guess I had rolled over on my stomach. I think he had punched it while I was on my back, and I just happened to fall back on my stomach, and I guess he didn't know, so he rails me to stomach.
That's not fun. That's like the desperation thing, and you always think about that, like that's like, it's terrifying because it's like you're making all kinds of noises that you didn't know your body could make, and it's like I had one thought one time when my wind got knocked out of me. I was like, damn, this is like how fish feel whenever they're out of water. It's terrible.
Exactly. I'm just amazed. He had to punch it at like a specific point for it to knock the air out of me that much.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, like, all it takes is one really good hit, and it's like all it does is like that'll ruin your whole day, because like all you are is sore, and then it's just like you just the pain lingers for a while. I mean, it's not like getting hit in like the face or whatever. But like, yeah, getting in the face sucks, but like getting, like, I found that like if you get the wind knocked out of you, like that'll end a whole like game. If you're playing a game and it gets out of hand and somebody gets the wind knocked out of them, that's GG, game over. Like, game is ceasing to play. You do not collect go. You know, go collect $200, pass go. See, I
raise
messed
the
that
white
up.
flag.
Yeah, it's nothing.
It felt like he literally cocked back and like put all of his might into it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
painful. I don't. It's like watching people get injured doing those sports bloopers. Like you feel it whenever they get hit, like in the stomach, the face, or you know, in the sensitive areas. It's usually not like you feel that like like it's just I don't know how people could do it.
there's this. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was saying there's this one. I don't know if it's a Vine or just like a YouTube clip, but there's this one guy who's running a marathon and he breaks both his legs as he's running.
I've never seen that.
And